Good evening, and thank you for inviting me here to talk about my wish. 5 years ago, when I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I remember being really sick. I didn't have any energy, and I felt awful. When we started treatment in February of 2nd grade, I was really glad that my doctors were telling me I could get better. But the chemotherapy made me feel even worse. They were constantly sticking me with needles, and I hated that. Every time someone came near me to draw a lab, I screamed. I really screamed. The nurses on the floor used to come into my room wearing earplugs. My mother used to tell me that I could have a career as a screamer in psycho killer movies. Yeah, I really made a fuss about needles. And the drugs made me feel pretty sick and weird. You take a ton of steroids in the beginning, and because of that, I doubled my weight in 3 weeks. My face was all puffy, and my clothes didn't fit anymore, and I had a hard time getting in and out of the car. And of course, I lost my hair. In leukemia, they bomb the cancer, but then they go back and bomb it again 6 months later. So yeah, I got to do all of that not once, but twice. And then, after that, you get 2 years of what they call maintenance chemotherapy. That's a lot of trips to the hospital, and a lot of pills, and a lot of spinal taps, and a lot of stomach aches, and a lot of labs, which meant a lot of needles. And, as you know, I kind of had a hard time with needles. But I don't want to tell you all of this to make you sad. There were kids who had it a lot worse than I did. I missed about 2 months of school during 2nd grade, but I never had to spend the night in the hospital because of fevers. But I once saw a kid who had been in his hospital room for 100 days. I saw a lot of kids in wheelchairs. I saw kids who had lost an arm or a leg, or who lost their eyesight. I was a lucky one. I got better. I just turned 13. I am in 7th grade and I love school, and I'm getting stronger all the time. This year, I made the varsity field hockey team. I love to ride horses and jump them over fences, and I love summer camp, where I get to swim in a lake and go rock climbing and water skiing. The reason I wanted to tell you how much I hated chemotherapy is so that I can tell you how much I loved my wish. When my wish granters first came over to see me 4 years ago, I was still really sick. I couldn't go out and I felt really weak. My first idea was to go to Edo Sushi for dinner. That's our favorite sushi place on Halsted. They said I should think bigger. So I did. I have always adored animals, and I saw pictures of kids swimming with dolphins. That seemed pretty amazing to me, so I asked if I could do that too. We had to wait 3 years before I was well enough to go, and when we did, Make-A-Wish put together a beautiful trip for me, my parents, and my little brother. We went to Hawaii. Actually, Make-A-Wish let me pick 3 things to do. I went swimming with dolphins, which was amazing. When you see them up close, you realize how fast they are and how high they can jump out of the water. Also how cute they are. They look like they're smiling. I got to go horseback riding and also whale watching. We saw a young whale breach 4 times. Everyone told me that was really rare. And then the captain gave me his hat and let me drive the boat. Make-A-Wish took care of every little detail. They sent a stretch limo to take us to the airport. It had neon lights on the ceiling. And there was a bar inside with glasses and drinks, but my parents wouldn't let us have anything. Anyway, Make-A-Wish thought of everything, and it was just to make me feel special, just to make me happy. It's incredible to me that strangers would get together just to cheer up a kid who's going through a hard time, a kid they don't even know. I'm glad I got to meet a few of you tonight, so you're not strangers anymore. And I'm glad I get to thank you in person. Recently, when I visited the Make-A-Wish office, I saw stars on the walls with the names of Wish kids from each year. In the first few years, there are only a few names, and so the letters are really big. Lately, there are many names in each year's star, and the letters are getting really small. My mom had to take her glasses out to find my name. I realize now that I'm one of 13,000 kids who have received wishes over the past 30 years in Illinois. You are a very productive group. I'm proud to be here to represent all the Wish kids. As we were getting ready for tonight, I got to meet some of the old Wish kids who got their wish back in the 1980s. They are still smiling about their wish. We are all grateful. We are all so happy to be here celebrating our wishes. And I'm also celebrating something else. Last month, I reached my 5-year anniversary of remission. My doctor actually said the word cured. That was nice to hear. I still have to go to the hospital for labs, but not so often anymore. Did I mention how much I hate needles? But as I stand here, enjoying this beautiful party, I can't help but think about the thousands of kids who are getting sick and starting treatment right now. I know how it is. They feel terrible. Their parents are crying all the time and they are scared. And they think everything good and fun is gone from their life. What they don't know, what they are about to find out, is that all of you are here, and you are going to make something wonderful happen for them. On behalf of those kids and myself, thank you for making all of our wishes come true.